In a transistor amplifier, the reverse saturation current I CBO A doubles for every 10 C rise in temperature. B doubles for every 20 C rise in temperature. C increase 100 C with temperature. D doubles for every 5 C rise in temperature. The correct answer is doubles for every 10 C rise in temperature. When the emitter current of a transistor is changed by 1 mA, its collector current changes by 0.990 mA. The common emitter short circuit current gain is A1, B 199, C 99, D 9.9. The correct answer is 99. In figure, Vi may vary from 15 to 20 V and load current may vary from 20 mA to 100 mA. Suitable maximum value of R is A 20, B 50, C 100, D 200. The correct answer is 50. In a crystal oscillator of the Colpitts oscillator type, the crystal is put in place of the A resistor R1, B condenser C2, C condenser C1, D inductor L. The correct answer is inductor L. Astable multivibrator has A1 stable state, B2 stable state, C2 quasi-stable states, D1 quasi-stable state. The correct answer is 2 quasi-stable states. Most small signal transistors are A NPN silicon in a plastic package, B PNP silicon in a plastic package, C NPN germanium in a metallic case, D PNP germanium in a metallic case. The correct answer is NPN silicon in a plastic package. A FET is a better clapper than a BJT because it has A lower offset voltage, B higher series on resistance, C lower input current, D higher input impedance. The correct answer is lower offset voltage. The input gate current of FET is closer to A few amperes, B few milliamperes, C few microamperes, D negligibly smaller value. The correct answer is negligibly smaller value. When a 1V increase in gate voltage changes the drain current 10 mA in an FET, its GM equals A 10, B 100, C 1000, D 10,000. The correct answer is 10,000. In the circuit shown in the given figure, the current flowing through resistance of 100 would be A 8 mA, B 10 mA, C 20 mA, D 100 mA. The correct answer is 8 mA. A sine wave is passed through an amplifier which severely limits it symmetrically. If then passes to a second amplifier which is narrowband and tuned to the frequency of the original sine wave, what will be the output wave from this second amplifier? A square wave of the same frequency as that of the original sine wave. B a square wave of double the frequency of that of original sine wave. C a sine wave of constant amplitude at the frequency of the original sine wave. D a sine wave of constant amplitude at double frequency of the original sine wave. The correct answer is a sine wave of constant amplitude at the frequency of the original sine wave. In which configuration is AC collector voltage 0? A CE, B CB, C CC, D none of the above. The correct answer is CC. Which connection is rarely used? A CE, B CB, C CC, D both A and B. The correct answer is CB. In a transistor, which of the following region is very lightly doped and is very thin? A emitter, B base, C collector, D none of the above. The correct answer is base. The properties of FETs closely resemble those of A thermionic valve, B PNP transistor, C NPN transistor, D UJT. The correct answer is thermionic valve. The purpose of providing groundings rings with MOSFET is to A. Avoid any stray voltage at the gate that may destroy a SiO2 layer. B. Protect against any desculling. C. Ground all eddy currents. D. Protect against any physical injury. The correct answer is avoid any stray voltage at the gate that may destroy a SiO2 layer. The minimum value of H-phase of a transistor used in RC phase shift oscillator is A 54.4, B 45.4, C 44.5, D 29. The correct answer is 44.5. Self-bias is an example of feedback that tends to stabilize the drain current against changes in temperature and FET replacement. A variable, B low, C negative, D positive. The correct answer is negative. In voltage amplifiers, the load resistance A should be as small as possible, B should be as large as possible, C must be equal to output impedance, D must be half of output impedance. The correct answer is should be as large as possible. The RC network of Wein bridge oscillator consists of resistors and capacitors of values R 220K and C 250 pF. Determine the frequency of oscillation. A 2.98 kHz, B 3 kHz, C 2 kHz, D 10 kHz. The correct answer is 2.98 kHz. Which of the following statement is correct? A. FET and junction transistor both are unipolar. B. FET and junction transistor both are bipolar. C. The FET is bipolar while junction transistor are unipolar. D. The FET is unipolar while junction transistor are bipolar. The correct answer is the FET is unipolar while junction transistor are bipolar. In a single-stage differential amplifier, the output offset voltage is basically dependent on the mismatch of A VB IB and B VB and IB, C IB and D VB and. The correct answer is IB and. In figure, the DC load line will meet the Y and X axis respectively at A 20 mA and 30 V. B 15 mA and 20 V, C 25 mA and 40 V, D 10 mA and 20 V. The correct answer is 20 mA and 30 V. Transformer coupling is mostly used in A. RF amplifier, B. Audio amplifier, C. Both audio and RF amplifier, D. None of the above. The correct answer is both audio and RF amplifier. Which of the following method cannot be used to increase the bandwidth for cascaded RF amplifier stages? A. Wave traps in each stage, B. Stagger tuning, C. A shunt damping resistor across each tuned circuit, D. Doubled tuned transformers with tighter coupling. The correct answer is wave traps in each stage. The current I CBO flows in A. Base and emitter leads, B. Base and collector leads, C. Collector and emitter leads, D. Collector, emitter and base leads. The correct answer is base and collector leads. The H parameter H11 is the same in CE and CC circuit. A. True, B. False, C. D. The correct answer is true. A second-order band-pass active filter can be obtained by cascading a low-pass second-order section having cut-off frequency FO with a high-pass second-order section having cut-off frequency FOL provided. A. FO FOL, B. FO FOL, C. FO FOL, D. FO1 to FOL. The correct answer is FOFOL. Class A and Class B power amplifiers predominate at A. Audio frequencies, B. Radio frequencies, C. All frequencies, D. Audio and radio frequency. The correct answer is audio frequencies. In a Class C operation VCC30V and V CEsat 2V, the efficiency is A. 93.75, B. 88, C. 6.66, D. 3.33. The correct answer is 93.75. In a CE amplifier the collect resistance is 6K and load resistance is 3K. The AC load resistance is A. 9K, B. 6K, C. 3K, D. 2K. The correct answer is 2K. A voltage tripler circuit uses A. 2 diodes and 2 capacitors, B. 3 diodes and 3 capacitors, C. 2 diodes and 3 capacitors, D. 3 diodes and 2 capacitors. The correct answer is 3 diodes and 3 capacitors. An op-amp uses A. RC coupling, B. direct coupling, C. transformer coupling, D. either B or C. The correct answer is direct coupling. In a biased limiter the clipping level can be adjusted by adjusting the voltage of battery. A. true, B. false, C. D. The correct answer is true. One input terminal of high-gain comparator circuit is connected to ground and a sinusoidal voltage is applied to the other input. The output of comparator will be A. sinusoidal, B. full rectified sinusoidal, C. half rectified sinusoidal, D. square wave. The correct answer is square wave. 3N200 is A. semiconductor diode, B. PNP transistor, C. dual gate MOSFET, D. UJT. The correct answer is dual gate MOSFET. The AC resistance of the emitter diode will be A. 5.05, B. 50.5, C. 505, D. 5050. The correct answer is 50.5. For a transistor amplifier with self-biasing network the following components are used. R1 4K, R2 4K, RC 1K. The approximate value of the stability factor S will be A. 4, B. 3, C. 2, D. 1.5. The correct answer is 3. The gate electrode in the FET corresponds to the A. collector in a bipolar transistor, B. base in a bipolar transistor, C. emitter in a bipolar transistor, D. none of the above. The correct answer is base in a bipolar transistor. The properties of JFET resemble those of A. thermionic values, B. NPN transistors, C. PNP transistors, D. unijunction transistor. The correct answer is NPN transistors. A Hartley oscillator is used for generation A. very low frequency oscillation, B. radio frequency oscillation, C. microwave oscillation, D. audio frequency oscillation. The correct answer is audio frequency oscillation. In a PNP junction transistor as compared to base region is more heavily doped so that A. leakage current is minimized, B. recombination will be increased in the base region, C. the flow across the base regional is only because of electrons, D. the flow across the base region is mainly because of holes. The correct answer is the flow across the base region is mainly because of holes. In every practical oscillator the loop gain is slightly more than unit and amplitude of oscillations is limited by A. Magnitude of loop gain. B. Onset of nonlinearity. C. Magnitude of gain. D. The correct answer is onset of nonlinearity. Which of the following is not valid in case of FETs? A. It has low voltage gain. B. It has high input impedance. C. It has fast switching time. D. It is voltage controlled device. The correct answer is it has fast switching time. When the emitter current of a transistor is changed by 1 mA, its collector current changes by 0.990 mA. The common base short circuit current gain for the transistor is A. 0.99, B. 1.01, C. 1.001, D. 0.990. The correct answer is 0.99.